Pastor. Alright, this testimony is a very powerful testimony. And, you know, what I went through and what I'm about to tell you was, you know, first of all, for the glory of the Lord. But it's also for you all. We're in faith, you know. And if you remember back, 2005, okay, Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, okay? Now, I was over there in Arkansas. I didn't experience Hurricane Katrina at all. But I did move to Florida right after Hurricane Katrina hit, okay? And you can only imagine how people panic when something bad happens, you know? They're always, you see how people with masks and how they all are today, you know, with COVID-19. But over in Florida where I was living on Lake Okeechobee on Treasure Island. And Lake Okeechobee is the second largest lake, besides the Great Lakes, in America. And I'm living on Treasure Island, and, you know, all of a sudden it was hurricane season, and all of a sudden Hurricane Wilma's coming. They already had 2 other hurricanes. There were small hurricanes, but now Hurricane Wilma's coming through. Category number 5. And you know category number 5 is like one of the strongest hurricanes that you can be in, okay? And I had been there for 1 month, and my place, now you know about, when you see a trailer, you think about half the size of a trailer was the size of my trailer that I was living in, okay? It was nice and cozy, you know, I just got done, you know, doing my things, but this storm was coming in, and people were paranoid. They were scared. They saw what Katrina did. And people didn't know how to react to a 5-category storm coming in over the land. They were panicking like crazy. Now, I lived in a little community, a little neighborhood, you know, and I went there because I have a family member that was there, my aunt and uncle. And, you know, they packed up their stuff. They were going up the land, you know, they're driving, you know. And they were like, come on. I said, you know what? I ain't going. I ain't going anywhere, you know? And, you know, and it was by law. They were, like, telling you had to actually vacate by law. And I was like, I'm not going anywhere. This is my property. This is my home. I'm staying here. Now, you got to understand the scenario here. I had neighbors that were all around me, okay? Even the neighbors next to me, okay? John Paul. There was a place inside town called the Pier 2 Motel. It was supposed to be hurricane safe. And if at the last minute you needed shelter, you could go to that place. John Paul was like, Jake, come on, man, this is nuts. This is crazy. You need, no, come on. Come to the shelter with us. And I says, you know what? I ain't going nowhere. I'm thinking, man, this could be my time home. This is what I'm thinking. Yeah, what I was going through, this could be my time home, you know? Anyways, that hurricane came through at a category number 5, and because of the lake and the water, the strongness of the hurricane was more powerful, okay? I was the only one that stayed in my community, okay? Everyone else, they took off. That hurricane came through, and when I was sitting in the trailer, it felt like taking off in a plane. Like, you know how you're going to take off in a plane? You ever feel how that, you go through that little bit of turbulence? That's what it was for like 3 hours. And after I saw a house get picked up, twisted like a Rubik's Cube, and smashed into the ground. Okay, my aunt's house, a tree fell on, part of her house was taken off, and part of the roof was damaged. I saw refrigerators flying from one house into another house, smashing mirrors. And it was just crazy. It was chaos all around. After the storm was done, I come out, I pick up a little twig out of my front yard. That's all I did. And the flood that was all flooded came up and it stopped right on my property line. So once you entered my yard, the flood was all flooded all around me. But when he came to my property line, I was dry. And I stayed in my house, didn't have no damage. you know, and it was the faith of the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
And so, you know, that's very true. You know, when he says you put, like, you know, he talks about faith of a grain of a mustard seed, you can move mountains, you can do things, you know. Under his wings, he'll protect you. You put that faith in. You know what I mean?
Amen. Yes,
Amen. Thank you guys.
Jesus. Praise God.